For most of human history, steel was just steel. Then in 1945, we detonated nuclear weapons and quietly changed the process forever. Now, scientists and engineers are diving to the ocean floor in search of shipwrecks. Not for treasure, but for steel made before the atomic age. When nuclear weapons were tested in the atmosphere in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, they didn't just leave massive craters in the ground. No, they left radioactive particles in the air. And steel is made from air. Modern steel production uses massive amounts of oxygen, blasted through molten iron to remove impurities. That oxygen comes straight from the atmosphere. So when radioactive fallout drifted across the planet, trace amounts of radioactive isotopes, like cobalt-60, quietly became part of newly made steel. Not enough to hurt you, not enough to matter in cars, bridges, or buildings, but enough to be detected. For most uses, slightly radioactive steel is completely harmless, but some machines are actually very sensitive, like Geiger counters, radiation detectors, medical imaging equipment, space instruments, and particle physics experiments. These devices are designed to detect the tiniest trace amounts of radiation, so if the steel actually used to make them emits even a whisper of background radiation, the readings are useless. It's like trying to hear a pin drop in a room that's constantly humming. You might think, why not just make steel in a clean environment? Well, it's a lot harder than it sounds, because there's radioactive isotopes everywhere in the atmosphere, and even after nuclear test ban treaties, the background radiation level has never gone back down to zero. So any steel made using modern air contains trace contaminations. So any steel before 1945 is different. It's called low background steel. Now, you may be asking, where do you get a lot of low background steel? At the bottom of the ocean. Tens of thousands of ships sank before the atomic age. Merchant vessels, warships, cargo ships, built from steel that never touched radioactive air. And down there, deep underwater, they were shielded from fallout as well. Now to most people, they're rusting wrecks, but to scientists, they're priceless raw material. Now recovering the steel isn't so simple. A lot of these wrecks are actually culturally significant, like war graves or protected historical sites. So, working with museums and governments, many of these wrecks can be salvaged legally. But on the other side, a lot of these operations, not so much. Entire sections of historical ships have disappeared, cut apart, and quietly sold for their metal. In some cases, they end up in physics labs or medical scanners, and in other cases, we have no idea. Low background steel isn't traded on the public market. There are no price charts, but we know that it's worth several times more than normal steel. Not because it's rarer or stronger, but because it's quieter. And once that shipwreck is gone, the steel is gone forever as well. Here's the strange thing. Nuclear weapons made this steel valuable, but nuclear weapons also made it impossible to replace. We created machines so powerful, they permanently alter the materials of our planet in ways that no one noticed at the time. Not with explosions, not with destruction, but with background noise. And with that, I'm Evan, and thanks for watching. If you liked what you just saw, then click on the video here. Also, if you haven't, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos.